a smoked Thanksgiving turkey. Deep frying? Nah. Oven roasted? Get your grandma's dried turkey out of here. But a smoked turkey? That's the way to go. What's going on, guys? It's Tucker with Byte of Barbecue. Typically, when I do a brine for a turkey, I've just been going super simple. Salt, sugar, 1-to-1 ratio, about 2 cups to 2 cups, and then just boil it in some water, get it in our brining bucket, and let it sit for a few hours. All right, so first thing we got to do is get our brine going. I got about 2.5 quarts of water here. We got 2 cups of salt, 2 cups of sugar, a orange, rosemary, black peppercorns, and some bay leaves. Now, typically when I've done a brine on a turkey and got great results out of it, I kind of figured this Thanksgiving, let's step it up a notch. All right, so now that we got our water up to a boil, we're gonna dump our salt and our sugar in there. And we're gonna mix it until it dissolves. Now that we got our water on a boil, we're gonna clean up this turkey. I always use one glove for my dirty hand and keep this one clean for my knife. So we're gonna go ahead and open up this package. Try to keep all that juice in. So I'm gonna do a little cross pattern here. My theory on basically everything I cook is when it comes to trimming, anything that's going to be burned or just not taste good, not up to like a standard that I like, I'm going to trim off. So like all of this neck here, we're gonna take that out. We're gonna trim this off. Toss it down in our trash bucket. And of course we got all the internals that we're not gonna use, but you can make a whole bunch of stuff out of those. All right, same with how I was saying before, I like to trim everything off. This skin, it's not gonna be good. So I'm gonna take and follow basically the line of the breast here and just clean that up nice and easy. Exposing some more skin that I don't think is gonna turn out right. And just continue down there. That looks pretty good to me. They actually package this turkey with the legs inside the skin flap. I've never seen it done that way. So I actually think I might try cooking it with that. I'm gonna trim off, you know, some of this extra stuff here, extra skin, extra fattiness, but I'm gonna trim that off. I'm gonna try cooking it like that. Tail was tucked up and in. We're gonna cut that out too. Make sure you get that off. But yeah, we're gonna leave that. So I think that's a pretty clean bird. This one came great. I got this turkey from Mr. Brisket, and their quality stands for sure. So we goofed up, didn't hit record. Moving past that, we got about 10 sprigs of rosemary in here. That's gonna give it that classic holiday aroma, along with 5 bay leaves to do the same thing. 4 tablespoons of peppercorns, a orange that is sliced up. That lid going back on, we're gonna let it boil for about 15 more minutes. Guys, you could see that steam's blowing away from me. I was on the other side of the grill and I was able to smell that aromatic, that rosemary, those bay leaves, the citrus coming from the oranges, the peppercorns. I was smelling all of that with the lid on and standing away from it. I don't know that I would get that from any other kind of brine mix or dry brine, but I'm super excited to see how this turns out now. Now that we got our turkey all trimmed up and ready to go, and we're still waiting for water to boil, we're gonna get our brine bucket ready. I've got about 2 gallons of water in here. We're gonna put some ice into it. You wanna put the ice in there so that when we actually take our brine mixture, it's not gonna cook the turkey any. We gotta cool this brine mixture from a boil to nice and cool for that turkey. So I got about a 7-pound bag of ice here. So we're just gonna drop that in there. All right, so we're gonna take this hot brine and once again put it in our brine bucket over here with ice with about 2 gallons of water. That's gonna prevent the turkey from cooking in any way, shape, or form. So we'll put the brine in there. We'll give it about 5 minutes or so to cool down. All right, so now that our brine is cooled down, we're gonna dump it into our water bucket here with the ice already in it. Drop that bird down in. Here's the thing, if your bird floats, we could take a plate and push a plate down in there and it'll just hold that turkey down. Another thing you could do is actually take and turn the turkey on its side a little bit. Make sure that that cavity lets all the air out. We'll bring it into the fridge. It'll sit there for about the next 20 hours or so. And then we'll get on the smoker. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, now that we got the turkey out of the fridge, we're gonna pull her out of the brine. When you pull this turkey out, make sure that you like to tilt it, rotate it, get all that brine out of the cavity. And there's gonna be a lot in there. So just make sure you pull her up and let her drain out. So I'm gonna bring this turkey inside. I'm gonna rinse it down. You definitely wanna rinse it down. All that salt that was in here, it's gonna get a little bit too salty if you don't rinse it. All right, now that we got this turkey rinsed thoroughly, we patted it down with some paper towels to get it dry. That'll lead to some nicer, crispier skin. We're gonna throw on some grapeseed oil to get the seasonings to adhere. I'm gonna use the Bearded Butcher's butter blend and their original. Whenever I cook anything, especially presentation-wise, I always start at seasoning on the opposite side. So whatever you're having face up, you definitely want to season last. So let's get this bird seasoned or oiled up. That grapeseed oil in there. Now, while I did say earlier that you want to pat this dry, it's just dry from the water that's on it. The oil will still allow the skin to crisp up. But we're gonna hit it with the original. All right, now that we're on the back side, we'll go ahead and hit it some more. We'll hit it some more with that butter blend. All right, since we got the seasoning on it, I'm gonna start tucking the legs in to that skin flap. Hopefully it'll keep them nice and tight. Never used this before, but we'll see how it goes. Worst case, I'll tie it as we cook. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep the legs for the start over to the right. On this bird, the wingtips really don't want to stay tucked in, so we may have to wrap those with foil later. No big deal if you do, but it'll keep them from getting too crusty. I'm also going to hit some more with this Bearded Butcher blend. Fix up anything that I touched while I was putting the bird on. Now that the bird looks good, let's close it. We're going to let it sit on super smoke for the next hour. All right, since we're at the point to turn up the grill and we're at about 105, I'm gonna actually use my meter thermometer, push that into the breast because I think that's what's gonna cook the slowest, and we'll go from there. Now that we got the probe in, I'm gonna turn this grill up to 350 and we're gonna let it rip for about another hour and a half to 2 hours. All right, so we're 2 hours into this cook. Let's check this bird again. We didn't actually have to wrap up the wings. Those are looking pretty good. Our breast is at 165 and our thigh is at 163. So we're gonna give it about another 5 more minutes, let it sit, let it get a little bit toastier, and we'll get this bird off the grill. All right guys, so our turkey's done. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. One of the main things you need to do when you're pulling out your turkey is to remember to lift it evenly. All that juice is gonna stay inside the cavity. You don't wanna dump that down onto your feet or even just lose it in general. We wanna keep that bird moist. All right guys, so first and foremost, let's take a look. We got nice, even cooking all the way around. Tips got a little bit done, but that's okay. Looks good, looks good. On the breast here, where the skin peel back, you could kind of see the smoke to it. Oh, did you hear that though? Let's listen to that. That is a crispy turkey. All right, so we got our turkey. Let's get this thing carved up. This, using the skin flap here to hold the legs in, really did a nice job. You could actually pull these right out. We'll get a nice cut in here. Oh yeah, heard that skin. And pull it out relatively effortlessly. So we got one thigh there. Let's get the wing done here. There's our wing. Last piece, let's get the breast out. If you follow this line here, you'll get most out of the breast. So we're gonna just follow that line down and then over. And there we have it, our breast. All right, now that we got this breast out, let's give it a shot. Cut a few slices here. I mean, you can just see the juices on it. And we'll get one more slice in. I'm gonna taste it. Now, typically, I don't like turkey. Turkey is never something I really look forward to. But a smoked turkey, that might be a different story. Oh yeah. Super juicy. That brine, you get a little bit of that rosemary. So the skin, it's got that nice dark color. It's crispy. It's juicy. The only thing I think I would really change is to put more orange in the brine. Not a whole lot of citrus notes coming through in the end result. However, it's still good turkey. Let's see how a bite of this does here. Oh yeah, what a crunch. Skin on the thigh, super crispy. Skin on the breast, super crispy. All in all, I'd say this bird was a success. The Timberline XL over here did a great job. Super smoky, that smoke boost just ripping. Great product, good turkey. Guys, if you like my take on this Thanksgiving turkey, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications for when I post my next video. Until then, have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you guys next time.